The case of the Yuba County Five is one of the most chilling and perplexing unsolved mysteries in American history. In 1978, 5 young men from Yuba City, California, all with varying mental or physical disabilities, vanished under strange circumstances after attending a college basketball game. What began as a simple road trip ended in an unfathomable tragedy when only some of their remains were later found in the remote wilderness of the Plumas National Forest. On February 24, 1978, the 5 men, Jack Madruga, 30, Bill Sterling, 29, Ted Weiher, 32, Jack Hewitt, 24, and Gary Mathias, 25, left their homes in Yuba City to attend a basketball game at California State University, Chico. After the game, they headed back in Madruga's turquoise and white 1969 Mercury Montego, but the exact events that transpired after that remain shrouded in mystery. Instead of returning home, their car was found abandoned 70 miles away, deep in the mountains of Plumas National Forest, far off their intended route. The car was stuck in a snowbank, but oddly, it was in good working order and had enough gas to continue. The men, however, were nowhere to be found. This kicked off an extensive search, involving law enforcement, helicopters, and volunteers, but days passed with no sign of the missing men. It wasn't until the snow began to thaw in June that part of the mystery was revealed. Ted Weiher's body was found in a remote Forest Service trailer, 19 miles away from the abandoned car. He had wrapped himself in several layers of clothing and blankets, but had starved to death, despite the fact that there was enough canned food in the trailer to sustain him for weeks. Even more baffling was the discovery that Weiher had lost nearly half his body weight, and his feet were severely frostbitten. It seemed as though he had been alive for several weeks after the men went missing. Shortly after, the remains of Madruga and Sterling were discovered near the trailer, both having succumbed to hypothermia. Hewitt's remains were found further from the trailer, scattered over a small area, suggesting that he had also perished in the snow. However, one man, Gary Mathias, was never found. Mathias, who suffered from schizophrenia but had been managing it with medication, vanished without a trace. His shoes were discovered in the trailer, suggesting he may have ventured out barefoot, but despite extensive searches, no other evidence of him was ever uncovered. The case of the Yuba County Five raises more questions than it answers. Why did the men abandon their vehicle and venture so far into the wilderness in the dead of winter, especially when some of them were ill-equipped to handle the harsh conditions? How did Weiher survive for weeks, yet failed to make use of the food and resources around him? What happened to Gary Mathias, and could he still be alive? Various theories have been proposed, ranging from foul play to an encounter with an unknown party in the mountains. Some suggest the men may have become disoriented or panicked after taking a wrong turn. Others believe Mathias, with his history of mental illness, may have led them into danger. The Yuba County Five remain an enduring mystery, a case where every answer only seems to lead to more questions. Decades later, the disappearance and tragic deaths of these 5 men continue to haunt the families, investigators, and anyone who studies this eerie case. Without new evidence, the full story of what happened to the Yuba County Five may never be known, leaving it one of the most unsettling cold cases in American history.